Gervonta Davis has to be the busiest man in all of sports and entertainment. Or should I say Abdul Wahid, which is now Tank's real name or full name or official name after converting to Islam. Which is great, you know, people turn into religion at any moment. It's not a bad thing. And this is not a new thing for boxers who are modern day warriors to look towards God towards their second half of their careers, when they start to really realize what they're doing with their time. As we all know, famous Muslim boxers like Muhammad Ali and things of that nature, who changed his name from Cassius Clay, and now we only remember Muhammad Ali. So it's easy for us to now only remember or be aware of or acknowledge Tank or Gervonta Davis. But moving forward, he says he has a new name, so that's what we'll call him. Davis accepted the name Abdul Wahid in part because some in boxing call him, quote, the one. So now Abdul Wahid translates to, quote, servant of the one, which is God. Makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. But that happened like Christmas Eve, which is really like the end of his eventful week. Wahid first made headlines this week when he was still Gervonta Tank Davis, when he purchased the entire neighborhood where he grew up. Well, it's not the whole neighborhood, but it was 9 properties on one block. So it's pretty much a neighborhood. As we see here, he's got a proclamation from the city. The mayor came out, because it's a great thing. That's the type of stuff you want to encourage from any type of person with money, especially someone who's a celebrity, right? Professional athlete. That's who you want to give a key to the city to, or change the name of something for. Someone who's actually using their money and rebuilding that same community that raised them. And some people will argue that rough neighborhoods lead to success or some type of internal toughness, which, you know, I can understand that. If you want to find the best athletes in the world, you got to go to the worst neighborhoods, because those guys know exactly how to use their space. Because you got to think about, what does it mean to be in the street? You got to constantly be moving, constantly be aware of your surroundings. You got to hop fences, you got to chase people, you got to run away from being chased, you know what I'm saying? You got to be agile, dodge bullets and stuff. Every neighborhood, every bad neighborhood is an Olympic training ground for world-class athletes, which is messed up, but you know, there's some good that comes out of it. Some great music sometimes, right? Obviously some terrible music too, but it's all balanced, and that's why this was such a great thing. But as you see here, literally the day after, all of those properties will go up in flames. And as you can see here, these aren't the worst fires a property can have, but man, fire damage is so difficult to overcome. Obviously it's possible, but man, his investment just got 2-3 times more expensive on low-income property. So it's not like he's gonna flip these things. He's probably gonna keep them for a long time, but now it's gonna take even longer, 5 years, 10 years longer than it would have to recoup the money he spent on this. And people are heartbroken, but also there's others who find silver linings, and not silver linings as in good things coming out of this, just jokes, you know. Some people said he couldn't wait to get that fraud off. Someone said, you didn't even wait 24 hours to try that insurance fraud. You athletes are a different type of motivated, which is hilarious. People are silly, but this is obviously a tragedy. No one was injured in that situation, and we don't know who did it or why or what's going on, but I'm sure more information will tell. And if months pass and there's no update, then, you know, that check cleared. I don't know. And then after all this, he decides to change his religion to Muslim, all within a couple days. This is from like the 22nd to like the 25th. This is not even a week. I want to say a week because it's clean, but it's all within the week. This is an eventful ass week for a boxer and had nothing to do with fighting. So I don't know what's going on. I think it's very interesting how all of this is just happening. It's almost like a rollout to an album where everything's happening just back to back to back to back. As we learn more information, I'll update the story if there's even something to be updated. If the properties get back on their feet and it rejuvenates that community, we're gonna update it too. We can't just cover all the negative stuff, you know, because this story is not really about the negativity. It's really about the crazy coincidence that all these things are happening literally within 24 hours of each other. So I wonder where else the circus will take us. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section. Peace.